There's so much to get to.
So, if you could tell people things that they look for in the fur characters, exactly, the energy, the personality, and...
Honestly, if you want to be as prepared as possible for your part, watch cartoons.
Watch cartoons.
Watch cartoons.
To be as prepared as possible. I tell girls on Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess, like they've messaged me and they're like, what do I need to do? I'm like, watch the Disney movies.
If you want to be Jasmine, you go ahead and you watch Aladdin 100 times.
Yes, watch it, because they're going to make you, in your character training, they're going to make you watch the movie anyway. So
we had to watch many episodes of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
You had to watch that
Jungle Book Show.
To see their mannerisms.
Absolutely.
Can you do, like, really quick mimic a mannerism from one of the characters? One of your favorite ones? What was something somebody did?
Ooh. This is where it kind of breaks off into two different things, because my love was for King Louie, but King Louie had a very, very limited things you could do because you had poles for arms.
Now, King Louie was who? Tell them.
King Louie is the orange orangutan, small, fat, and he was from the Jungle Book show. So he was the one who wanted fire from Mowgli in the Jungle Book.
So what did you do to animate him?
Basically, you just are very energetic. You have to be very monkey-like, so you gotta walk like a monkey. So you actually kind of have to get down on your knees a little bit and do a little hunch over, but you have to play the part. And you have to be energetic about it.
Now, when I did Rafiki.
Okay.
And I remember going like.
Yes.
Like, you know, like doing things like that.
This right here.
He was always like.
But it only looks like when you're looking at the character. You're moving inside so much, but your character's only moving just a little bit. And the bigger your character is, the more movement you gotta make. So with Rafiki, it was more of a skin-tight body.
Yeah.
So you could move it a little bit. King Louie, I had 3 big loops. So in order for me to show anything, I had to swing my body to the left or swing my body to the right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing tour groups backstage?
I do. At first it hurts because I personally don't want to ruin anything magical wise because it's integrity. I have big integrity issues with Disney. I want to make sure the name is preserved as well as possible. When you have people coming through tours, I'm not saying Disney's doing anything bad, it's just they're taking just a little bit of that magic away. But let me tell you, if you're lucky enough to gain one of those tours, do it, because you're going to find out some fascinating things that you will only see in Walt Disney World.
Yeah. Now, what do you have to say to people? Because I've gotten some negative feedback from guests. They don't like, or guests, I'm calling them guests. Negative feedback from people on YouTube saying, you're ruining the magic. Why are you telling people, you know?
I haven't even begun to dive into any magic for y'all. So what I'm telling you is just something that anybody could see, especially at Hollywood Studios. If you're backstage, be prepared to see anything at any time.
Yeah, I do feel like that. I want to say to anybody hating on my YouTube channel, that is, you bring up a good point. What we have said in the videos has barely chipped the surface of what goes on backstage.
Absolutely. If we got into what goes on backstage, we would definitely be giving away the magic.
We would. That this isn't giving.
I'm not.
I feel like we're just barely telling you things that you could probably actually realize if you.
I haven't had enough time telling you all I was actually in a costume.
Yeah.
That ruins the magic.
But at the same time, most people know that you're in a costume.
Right.
So this, you know, and you know, if there are children around, this isn't the video that you want to be playing in front of them. This is an adult video. All right, so this is a question that I got asked, or it wasn't even, like, I remember standing at Animal Kingdom, it was so hot outside, and the guests were like, oh, I feel sorry for that person in that costume, and I could hear them, of course. And then one guy was like, oh, don't worry, they've got air conditioning in there. Oh, I heard it so many times that they had air conditioning in their costumes.
You guys are okay. You have air conditioning in there.
Yeah, you're okay. Don't feel bad for these fur characters. They've got air conditioning. Explain.
So, for all those folks who think that there's an air conditioning unit inside the suits, it would be way too much money to put any kind of a cooling system into a character out. With the heat, there's nothing you could do. As it got hotter out, that's the less time you went out on your set. Right. So in the 100-degree weather, we were only out there for 12, 13 minutes at a time.
Right. And guests would get mad.
Oh, no.
Guests would get mad because Mickey was only out there for 15 minutes, but you guys, we are dying in there, you know?
Yeah, and that's it. We are dying in there. And then there's the mornings, though, on the complete opposite, where it's like 7:30 in the morning. It's 90 degrees already. You're in a costume, and there's nobody in the park. Nobody in the park. You have nothing to do.
Right.
So what do? You just run around and play.
Run around and play. But you know what? It's great. Another reason you want to be the fur character is because you get paid for the entire hour, even though you're only out there for 15 to 20 minutes. So we're watching movies in the background, and we're having parties in the...
Like you wouldn't believe. When I was at Chef Mickey's...
But it's hard work when you are out there for those 20 minutes.
45 minutes on, 45 minutes off. 45 minutes in a fur character is a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. Like, you save up your energy because you have to make it through the whole thing. There's been so many times where I've wasted my energy, and so my last couple sets, I didn't feel right because I didn't have that energy level that you have to have.
And I almost feel like, because some people might be thinking, oh, that's so unfair, like, especially if there are any cast members who are watching that find out that we have all this fun stuff going on in our break rooms, they might think, that's so unfair, they're only working for 20 minutes out of the hour and they're still getting paid for the whole hour. But I feel like you almost need that fun when you're not working. Like, we need that because we're able to give that back then to the guests.
Absolutely.
If we're not having fun backstage, you're gonna come out and you're not gonna have that to give back.
You didn't sleep in between sets unless you had 4 hours between shows.
You weren't allowed to sleep. They would get on you. But they did give you movies, and they give you food, and they gave you lots of friends to talk to.
The one reason to pick up a breakfast shift at Polynesian Resort, the breakfast.
The breakfast.
They used to give us just plates of that food.
Okay. No, I wasn't eating as much. I was Princess Jasmine most of the time, so I had to watch the waistline. So I remember Norway, they would bring in food, but it would be like just picking at it, you know, like.
Yeah. So, well, you did. You had to watch.
I did have to watch that because I had to worry about those girls that were judging, that were like, you know.
Whatever I ate, I didn't have to worry about it because I was just going to burn it off the next time I went out there.
You did, yeah.